Hi, my name is Joy. Welcome to another episode of So Enjoy. Today, I want to talk about Vogue Pattern V8574. That's Vogue V8574. And I want to talk about constructing a maxi dress, particularly out of chiffon. I love this pattern. I have about 20 dresses out of this pattern, maybe more than that. And it looks so good, and I love the construction. And so when you find a pattern that you like and that is easy for you to do, you should use it as an opportunity to try the fabric or the pattern in different fabrics. And so I use this pattern to make my first chiffon maxi dress. Let me show that to you. This is my first chiffon maxi dress. And I just want to show you as the wind, I love chiffon and georgette. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to catch the wind. Maybe as we're talking, you'll see it flowing. It just is gorgeous. You see it flapping in the wind? Imagine walking with that wave. In any case, with this dress, I decided that I would start with just the skirt. And I did that on purpose. I'd never sewn with chiffon, and so I decided that if I could construct the easiest part first, being the dress, the skirt, then that I would work on the top later. And that's what I did. Now, can you see that? See how beautiful that is? That's just that. Imagine wearing that and it just flows like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so once I saw I was successful with this pattern, or with this dress, I want to show you the next one. I took the plunge and I made the whole dress out of chiffon. And you can see why I love this dress, just to see it in the wind. When you wear it and it flows like that on you, there's nothing sexier than that. So this is an entire chiffon dress. Now I want to show you the next one. Now, I want to point out a few things with this dress. On the first two dresses, in order to, I was still not comfortable with not having the stability that it comes with the fluidity of making chiffon. And so I attached the linings of the other two dresses here at these pleats. There's a middle pleat and then two pleats on the sides. And with the first two dresses, I attached the lining right there. But as I got more comfortable, I was able to leave the lining and only attach it right at the waistline and leave it free flowing from the lining and the body of the dress separate. And that makes it even more fluid, if you can believe it. It makes it even more fluid to do that. Now, another thing that happened on the road to making this dress, Vogue V8574, is when I was constructing one of these dresses, I didn't have a zipper long enough, a 22-inch zipper long enough, but I found a 9-inch zipper that would work in the dress. And since I use invisible zippers, and because this dress has an empire waist, I decided that I was going to use a 9-inch zipper instead of a 22, rather than run to the fabric store and get a longer zipper. It was the best mistake I'd ever done. On the other dresses, the dress is anchored, if you will, to the zipper right at this center seam. And when you don't anchor this zipper here, it adds, and the wind can catch right in there. And the way this dress is constructed, it's constructed to have a seam, the center seam in the back makes kind of a train, if you will. And so when the wind catches, it just gives it more flowing effect. It's even more dramatic this way. So I highly recommend, on not just this dress, but generally speaking, that if you're sewing with chiffon and you have a free-flowing dress as this one is with an empire waist, that you really don't need a 22-inch zipper. It kind of works against the chiffon. The 9-inch zipper really added to the flow and beauty of the construction of this dress. I just want to show you this one real quickly. This one is made in the same way, excuse me, as the other dress. But it's so pretty, I just really wanted to show it to you. Just show you how pretty that is. How pretty this garment is. Oh, it's just lovely. Just lovely. Now, as I'm hanging up the next dress, I woke up one morning and I had this vision of making a high-low dress with this pattern. I've altered it several times. I've made the pattern so that the skirt is a little more narrow. I've made the pattern so that the skirt is a little more full. I've taken my time with making variations to the pattern. But I woke up and decided that it needed to be a high-low dress. And so that is what I set out to make. And if you can see, there is a bit of a cutout here. Now, I want to warn you, I didn't like this dress, and I'm going to tell you why. I thought to get the maximum amount of flow that I needed to make the bottom of the dress as full as I possibly could. And then the train needed to be there in the back. But what happened when I cut it out was that it made it a little more stiff and flow off of my hips and made it too wide. So I really need to redo this dress and cut it down so that it's not quite as wide at that side seam, and take out that false train in the back. But I do want to call your attention to the bottom. The sewing industry hasn't been as friendly with this, but what you're seeing in the back there is the lining. This high-low dress is lined all the way. And that's one of the problems with maxi dresses. That's really why I took to making my own maxi dresses, is the fashion industry has made those dresses so revealing. And, you know, when you're older, you don't want to show just everything you have. And so I make sure that my dresses are properly lined. Now this is my last dress, and it is not chiffon. It's a rayon challis, and it's a crinkled rayon challis. Remember I said at the beginning that when you find a pattern that you really like, you really should take the time to experiment with different fabrics. Look at how that flows with the wind. On this dress, crinkled rayon challis, I take my time and press out these crinkles. Can you see that? See how that's crinkled in there? I take out my time and press that out as flat as I can. I construct my garment, and then I put it back together and throw it in the wash so that the crinkles come back. And what that does is it makes the garment fit just a little differently, and it gives it more of an accordion effect on the flow of the fabric, and I love that. The only thing I would recommend, though, if you try this, is that because the crinkling will also shrink the length of the fabric, you should, after you've pressed it out, when you cut out your garment, make your garment 1.5 to 2 inches longer to adjust for the shrinkage that will take place. So that's it for today, and those are my tips for sewing a lovely chiffon or a maxi dress out of very easy, very Vogue pattern 8574. This is Joy, on sew.